Why nobody told me? Why y'all didn't tell me my mic was muted? Now I see Charmin calling me. Nobody. Why did nobody tell me? See, that's because I ain't have flight in the pre-show that we can talk. We can bounce. We normally check all that stuff, but can y'all hear me now? Want to make sure you can hear me now. Check, check, check. Yep, I can see it coming through. Can y'all hear me? And let me know. Are y'all able to chat? I can't. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Can y'all? Let me check myself as well. Yeah, don't worry, y'all. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this going in just a little bit. Just making sure, trying to see if the chat is working. Cause on my end, I can't see it like how I would normally see it. So I just want to make sure before we continue, because I want people to be able to chime in. Here we go. Making sure. Okay. Oh well, okay. Now that I've logged on to my now that I'm logged onto the YouTube, I can see y'all comments now. I don't know why they're not popping up on my. Let me see if I do the overlay. I wonder why they're not popping up on the. Okay, hold on. I see comments. I don't know why, but okay, but shoot, the comments is gonna be um on the screen because I don't know why it's not popping up in the hold on, let's do this. Give me 1 second, y'all. We're gonna get this going. I've never seen that before. This is a new thing. But I think I know how to fix it. I think I know how to fix this. 1 second, y'all. Then we're gonna get right to it. Okay, we're gonna go cancel, cancel. Go here. Okay. All right, I got it pulled up on my iPad, so I can't see it on my computer, but I got your because if somebody can leave a comment real quick, let me make sure that it's going. But y'all can hear me, so we about to rock now. So my fault about that, y'all. And yeah, Charm, I saw what you said. I definitely thought y'all was him. I was in a roll too. I didn't say nothing. I wasn't talking about the schedule at the time. I was just giving y'all everybody all the church announcements. So hey, if you're new here, Don't Cancel Me goes live every Tuesday. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Like all the videos that is going to be getting posted on there. Also, go and follow Vino Flight Gaming. Subscribe to Vino Flight's YouTube channel. Like all his NBA content. That's all I had said in the beginning. I was getting ready to go into uh, the first line of business before y'all told me y'all couldn't hear me. So thank y'all for helping me with that. But first and foremost, I want to apologize in advance if I'm sounding a little stuffed up. I'm not sick, but it's that pre-stages, so I am a little stuffy. So I apologize if you hear a little sniffling or something like that. So but let's go first and foremost. Like I said, well, y'all couldn't hear me, but if you don't know what team I'm repping, just please look in the background and you can see what squad that I'll be repping this upcoming season. So the Texans released their schedule. Of course, it was a big deal. Been waiting on this. I do have season tickets, so um schedule release is always important to me because the first thing I want to go look at is who we open up with. Then I want to see, did they give us any prime time games? Then I want to see if do we have any tough stretches. And I believe our schedule comes in at the 25th hardest schedule in the league. So thank God, because last year was brutal. We faced a lot of injuries last year, and CJ Stroud didn't play his best. Our offensive line didn't play their best, and we were still able to finish 10-7 and also defeat the LA Chargers at home in the playoffs. Of course, we went on to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in that second round when we decided not to cover Travis Kelce. But nonetheless, I want to make sure that I didn't see any comments. So if you're listening, if one of y'all listening, make sure y'all comment so I can see if it's if it's working like I need it to. Um, but the Texans schedule came out, and I am impressed. I'm a little disappointed though that we are on the road to open up the season for a third year in a row. We went to Baltimore, and then we went to Indianapolis last year, and now we are going to the Los Angeles Rams. So, week one, the Texans will be playing. And I will say I do like the 325 window. The 325 window on week one will be lovely because it's not as many games as the noon window. And noon window gonna be popping. Everybody gonna be doing their thing. It's gonna be going hard all over. But the fact that we play at 325, that's a good spot. That's a good national television spot. It ain't like Sunday night football or any of those primetime games, but it's the next best thing. So CJ Stroud versus Stratford, young defense in the Rams, coming out the gate. I feel like that's going to be a good test for us because I do think the Rams is going to be a good football team next year. So I think the Texans going to LA in week one, of course, with CJ Stroud, with Nico Collins, with our new receiver, Jalen Noel from Iowa State. We drafted the two Iowa State receivers. Our new and improved offensive line. Of course, we lost Tunsil in the offseason, but our new improved offensive line, everybody about 6'6", 6'5". I think that'll be a good test because that Rams defense is really good. So here, I want to pull up the Texans schedule and then we can go through and look and see what they've done for us. I'm gonna switch over here. All right. I don't remember that being when I looked at in the what you call it, but it's fine. You can see it. All right, then week two. Week two is where our season is really going to get started. Whether we win and lose on week one against the LA Rams, this second game of the season is really, really going to make or break our season because we have Tampa Bay coming into town. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, the Galveston kid, and Chris Godwin will be coming into town relatively, by this time everybody should still be kind of fresh. And Monday Night Football, man, Baker Mayfield shows up to play. Baker Mayfield is a big game player, so I know he's going to bring his A game as he did when we played him two seasons ago, which is probably one of the best games I've actually been to. That's when Tank Dell scored a game-winning touchdown. I think we had 40 seconds to drive down the field, and Tank made the big catch on the sideline, then ended up making the touchdown to win the game. So I know Baker Mayfield and them are going to want to get their revenge. This game will be on ABC. It is at 6 o'clock, which lets me know that it must be a doubleheader that night. So we'll be the first of two doubleheader games that night. But I got to prepare for a Monday Night Football game with my season ticket. That's gonna be a new experience for me. So I'm excited about that. Of course, we got Jacksonville Jaguars coming in on the road. We get to go. We get to go pay Travis Hunter a visit. So and I looked at the Jaguar schedule. This is probably going to be their toughest. We're going to talk about Travis Hunter a little later in the Jaguar schedule, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is going to be. It's always a tough game in Jacksonville, but I don't think they've beaten us in a little while. So I'm, I think they did beat us once last year. I can't remember, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are still not ready. Trevor Lawrence, they don't even know when he'll be back from his shoulder surgery that they were talking about earlier. So moving on, we got week 4. We go to the Tennessee Titans. Oh, no, excuse me. The Tennessee Titans come here to Houston. Cam Ward will be here in town. I'm sure we shouldn't lose to them. So it's probably going to be a trap game because week 5 we go to Baltimore, who I don't think I've ever even seen the Texans beat the Baltimore Ravens, which is very sad. And I'm tired of us losing to Baltimore. And the last time we played Baltimore Ravens, we only managed to score 2 points. So there's that. Moving on, the Seahawks going to Seattle in October. This us an interesting fact, with us playing the Seahawks in Seattle, that lets me know that it's been 8 years since we went to Seattle and watched the Texans play the Seahawks. Because I was able to go to that game, which was Deshaun Watson's rookie year, and it was the last game he played that year because he ended up getting hurt in practice that following week. So yes, the Seattle Seahawks going back to going back there. That last time we was there, it was an awesome game where Russell Wilson went down and scored a last play touchdown to ended up beating us. So great experience that we had, but I'm excited to see the Texans and the Seahawks. Of course, the 49ers coming to town. That's going to be a tough game. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I wanted to point out something. We play Monday Night Football on week 2, and then the game against the Seahawks will be on Monday night at 9 o'clock. So, uh, I think it's gonna be I think this is gonna be 2 Monday night games that is gonna be awesome to start the season. I'm surprised they gave us two. I was anticipating only two primetime games, and I knew one of them would be Monday, and I knew the other one would be Thursday. I'm surprised they gave us Sunday night, but we ain't got there yet. The San Francisco 49ers, that'll be a fun game coming to town. Legendary team. They got a great fan bases, and teams with great fan bases tend to be the more fun games at the stadium. So can't wait to see the 49ers game on that Sunday. Then we play the Broncos here at home. So back to back home. Whoa, is that 3 in a row? Oh, that's gonna be tough. So yes, we have 3 home games in a row with the 49ers, the Broncos, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, because we was at Jacksonville. Yeah. So that's 3 home games back to back, and that stood out to me personally. It's good for the Texans. It's good that we'll have those 3 home games because that should be 3 wins right there. We tend to play very, very well at home. So we have the 49ers, the Broncos, and the Jaguars, which though that should be a good 3-0 stretch. We should beat all 3 of those teams here at home. But I was thinking I made that noise because of a tailgate standpoint. That's back to back Sundays where it's just a lot of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see how that goes. Week 11, we go to Tennessee, so we get to see Cam Ward at his house. Week 12, Thursday night football. I think this is going to be one of the key matchups of the year. The Texans versus the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night football. This game is going to have big ramifications of the playoffs because I do believe that the Texans will have a good record and the Buffalo Bills will have a good record. And this is going to be one of them key them Thursday night matches would tend to be the worst games, but this is going to be a real pivotal Thursday night game. So that is one of my key matchups that I have for y'all today. Week 13, we go to Indianapolis. That's just regular. Of course, week 14, we go to the Chiefs. I don't think I've ever seen us beating the Chiefs either. So hopefully this year we take that next step and we can get a win on the Ravens or the Chiefs. Week 15, the Cardinals come in town. The Cardinals have one of the best off seasons of this past offseason. So I hope this be a good game. But the last time we played the Cardinals, it was a good game. So that's a fun team to watch. And Kyler Murray is very, very fast. Week 16, the Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll get our chance to get our crack at Ashton Genty if he's still healthy at this point of the season. Week 17, we go back to Los Angeles to play the Chargers and to be determined in the Indianapolis Colts in week 18 to close off the year. So that is your Houston Texans schedule. It is a pretty good schedule. I was gonna do a little unofficial predictions today, but I'm not going to because that's coming at a later video later on before the season start. And where last year I did pick 7 out of the 8 division winners. So if you're looking to place a bet in Vegas, you might want to wait till after my video because I can probably win you some money as long as it's not on Prize Picks because I don't tend to do well on Prize Picks. But moving on. So we have our key matchups that we have. I want to start with the rookie debuts. Of course, this was a off season where it was a lot of conversation on the draft, a lot of conversation on the quarterbacks who's going to be picking Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel. These guys really dominated the news cycles. And of course, as we all know, Shador Sanders had to fall. He fell from really being a first overall pick all the way to the 5th round. So why he failed, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But nonetheless, he plays for the Browns. Cam Ward is on the Titans. So one of my key matchups that I have is Cam Ward on the road against the Denver Broncos in week 1. I think that's going to be a really, 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 really good game. Cam Ward is going to be able to get his first taste of the NFL, 1, and then 2 against a playoff team. I do think the Broncos will win this game. I do think it'll be close, and then the Broncos will end up winning by like 10 or 13 at the end of the game. I think Bo Nix is going to just be that much better on week one. He had a remarkable rookie season. Had Jaden Daniels not had a season like he did, most likely Bo Nix would have won the rookie of the year. So I know Bo Nix is going to really be looking to improve, really look to let the rookie know, like, you're not ready just yet. So Cam Ward on the road against Denver is one of my big rookie debuts. Another rookie debut I had. Yes, here it goes right here. Of course, we did the number one overall pick. Now let's go to the number two overall pick. Travis Hunter, week one, home against the Carolina Panthers. Now, I picked this game for a specific reason because one is Travis Hunter. He's probably, I've listened to some people say he might become one of those face of the NFL type of guys. You know, just the smile, the personality, the charisma he has. Travis Hunter has all that to be a great professional. He's a heck of a football player. Of course, Travis Hunter wants to play both sides. He wants to be full-time offense and full-time defense because he feels like he's that good and he can dominate at any level. Well, I'm here to tell you that in week one at home against the Carolina Panthers, I believe Travis Hunter is going to have a breakout game. I think this is the perfect team for him to play. He'll be at home. Jacksonville will be rocking with their new toy. You know, I know as I want to refer to them as toys, but you know that's how it's kind of seen. They got the new shiny, the best toy in the store, and now that guy plays for them. I do think he will play both sides in this game because I don't think there is no receivers on one side that he can't. Well, Jimmy Horn, right? His old teammate. Jimmy Horn, I believe, plays for the Carolina Panthers. His fellow Colorado receiver. Uh, I see, DB, that you agree with me. Hold on, let me get that Bezo said, "Oh, he gonna go crazy week one against the Panthers." So you kind of, I'm glad that you agree with me on that. Because that's that's why I put this game on here because this is gonna be the perfect game to go both ways. There is no elite receiver on the Carolina Panthers side that he has to worry about in a sense, and then on the other side, Bryce Young, who had a really good solid second year. Bryce Young is not that elite of a quarterback to where he's going to embarrass Travis Hunter. So I do think I can see Travis Hunter catching a touchdown and catching an interception in this game, and him thinking he's going to be able to do this for the rest of the season, which I don't believe so, but I do believe week one he will be able to play both sides against the Carolina Panthers, and plus the Carolina Panthers are garbage. Moving on to another, I think I had another rookie debut on here. Oh, I didn't have a rookie debut, but I did have a key game that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to pull up their schedule. Here we go. So I brought up Shador Sanders a little earlier, and the reason why I brought him up is because I was going to use him in what's to come for my other guys for the rookie debut. So I'll give it a second to load. Excuse me, y'all. 1 second. All right, here we go. So let me switch it over. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm chopping a little bit. Everything's you know how this stuff goes. All right, here we go. So I was looking at the Cleveland Browns schedule, and what brought me to the Cleveland Browns schedule was I wanted to see how their schedule was going to be coming out the gate because I wanted to know when do I believe Shador Sanders um will play and might have a chance to play. So I looked at the schedule, and as I was going through the schedule, I noticed something that the Cleveland Browns have a gauntlet coming out the gate. He has a gauntlet coming out the gate. Uh Week one is Cincinnati. I don't think Cincinnati is going to get off to a slow start like they normally do. Cincinnati, that's going to be a tough game week one. Week two against Baltimore. Come on now. Now we all know the Browns is not about to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Moving on to week three, the Green Bay Packers. The Packers is one of them teams that they can play very, very well on some Sundays. They can play very, very bad. But nonetheless, the Packers are a great football team. And then as you all can already see, week four, they got the Detroit Lions. They got the Detroit Lions coming in, and oh no, excuse me, they're going to Detroit. That's going to be a tough matchup, man. Detroit's going to really be trying to make a statement this year. Week five against the Vikings. Now we don't know which Vikings team we're going to get because last year they had a remarkable season, but of course, as we all know, Sam Darnold was traded off, so that was a big part of their season. But they do have JJ McCarthy, who suffered a knee injury last year, and I believe he'll get his chance to start. So as long as he can be semi-productive, the Minnesota Vikings should be a good football team too. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers, that might be, depending on who the quarterback, that could possibly be a win. But again, the Pittsburgh Steelers is a tough team every year, so I'm sure that that's going to be that's a division game as well. And then week 7, you have the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins is a high flying offense who tend to play better in the first half of the year than the second half of the year. And the Miami Dolphins will be at home, and at home they're just going to run that much faster. So that's a tough week 7 matchup. And then it gets me to what I had picked put down as my key game, and that is the Browns at Patriots. The Patriots could be the Browns' weakest game in the first 8 weeks. Let me scroll up a little bit. That's right before the bye week, and so that could be their weakest game of the 8 week stretch. I know some of you all might argue Pittsburgh, and some of y'all can argue something else, but this game is going to tell me if they don't beat the New England Patriots, whoever is the quarterback is going to be getting sit down in week 9 during the bye week. So that brings me to Shador Sanders. Of course, I think Shador Sanders is maybe number 5 on the depth chart. I guess 4 because I guess you will remove Deshaun Watson. So he's 4th on the depth chart just because of the position he was drafted. So if he can get to 2, if he can get to be the backup, then he might have a chance to start week 10 against at New York against the Jets because they're already going to be off to a bad start. You're looking at a possible 1-7, 2-6 to start the season. Of course, all those quarterbacks, he's going to become a fan favorite. So he's going to be one of those ones that the fans are going to be cheering for to get in. And so I do believe that there is a chance. But first, Shador has to do his part. Shador has to work up. He has to play well to become the backup to whether that's Flacco, whoever that is. I think no matter who the quarterback is, they're gonna struggle coming out the gate, and we're fans, and you're gonna start seeing people demand for Shador to play. So I definitely think there's a huge chance that Shador Sanders could be playing football for the Cleveland Browns week 10 against the New York Jets. So be looking out for him in the preseason because we want him to have a really good preseason. Um, what's up, Raven? What's up? What's up? Oh, Bezo, you're right. T Mac, the guy from I think it was Arizona, the receiver. DB was talking about when we were talking about Travis Hunter earlier. He will have a premier receiver that he's going up against. It's a rookie, so it'll be rookie on rookie crime, but it's still, it ain't no, when I meant by like elite, I'm talking about them Justin Jeffersons and stuff like that, even though he probably not holding them anyways, but just them guys, he don't got to worry about nobody like that. Maybe the rookie will be special. We don't know. So, but yeah, that's where I think about with Shador Sanders and the Browns. They're going to come out the gate. They're going to struggle really, really, really bad. 1-7, I can see it easily. 1-7. 2-6 if they can get an upset, and Joe Flacco can win you one of these games. Like leave it to the Ravens. They'll lose that week 2 game against the Browns and give Brown fan hope that they didn't even need. So that's that. So those are the rookie debuts that I believe that I'm most excited for in the NFL. Of course, the last one is up to need some things to happen for that to go through. So moving on to just big key games that I saw as the schedule was coming out. This one did come out early in the week, but I do want to talk about it. The Cowboys at Eagles to start off the season. This is going to be a key matchup. Of course, the Eagles are your defending Super Bowl champions as they dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the score was 40-22. Let me know, C-Sam, if I'm wrong on that. I thought it was like 40-22. I think I just watched it right before the NFL schedule release. But they dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs. The Eagles are going to be, this is ring night, banner night, shall I say? They're going to be on fire. The city of Philadelphia. They're going to be singing that stupid song, rocking back and forth, and looking like they're having the time of their life. I'm so jealous that they out there. They look and they be looking like they're having so much fun in Philadelphia. But that stadium's going to be rocking. Now comes in is the hated division rival, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. The Dallas Cowboys are going to be looking to upset the Eagles on their banner night. Of course, with the addition of George Pickens, the Cowboys also have a new toy that they can play with as well. So, of course, they didn't really make a lot of changes on their defense, but they love. But I'm sorry, I saw your comments, Sam. But they didn't make any changes on their defense, but nonetheless, this is a division game. You're talking about the Eagles, who probably have one of the best teams in football. Roster is stacked, ready to make another run, going up against the NFL's baby. That's their media baby. That's their prime time baby. Some people don't think they deserve to have that spot, but I get that argument too. But it is the Dallas Cowboys, and you got to play your rivals twice a year, so y'all might as well make it one of the biggest games of the year. But I do think the Eagles do escape this game like us with a score of 27-23 or something like that. So I do think that's going to be a fun game to watch. The next game that I that caught my eye was the Chargers and the Chiefs. They play Friday night. I want to say they play in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. But the Chargers and the Chiefs play Friday night. That's going to be a fun game because, of course, and it's funny how they do the Chiefs. You mean, okay, yeah, they don't open up the NFL because they didn't win the Super Bowl, but we're gonna put them on the second night of the NFL by themselves against their division rival, the Los Angeles Chargers. A lot of sports people who get paid way more than I do to talk about this stuff. A lot of them really love the Los Angeles Chargers. A lot of them really believe that they're gonna take that next step forward and actually win the division. Um, I do think Harbaugh's a very good coach. I don't know if I trust. Uh, I don't know if I trust Justin Herbert. I'm sorry, if I got his name. I don't know if I trust Justin Herbert. He tends to not play well in big games. Hence, when my boys put that whooping on him in the playoffs, they were projected to beat us. They was the ones coming in hot. They was the better team. We was not playing well at all towards the end of the season, and we not only whooped them, we really put a beat down on him and made him throw the most interceptions that he has thrown the entire season. Now, a little bit was, of course, I'm guessing scheme, defense. We were ready, home. The crowd was rocking. Another thing is just Justin Herbert not playing well in big games, and so I think that will still carry over. That's the last game. That's the last regular season game. Last full meaning game he played, and then his next game is going to be against his rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the Chiefs have like an unbelievable season, excuse me, an unbelievable record against their division. I do not think the Chargers are going to win on this. I think it's going to be a fun game, but I do see the Chiefs going up by 2 scores and winning that game on week 1. So definitely ready for that one too. And another key matchup that I saw, we're going to go to week 2. We're going to talk about the two teams that we just talked about, the two teams that I had winning in week 1. So you're going to have the 1-0 Eagles going to Kansas City to face the 1-0 Chiefs. Now I did write this fast, guys. So if I'm wrong on who's at home and who's away, please just correct me and I can change it on the screen right away. So I thought I saw it accurately, but I was trying to get everything down quick. So yes, the Eagles and the Chiefs will both be 1-0 with a Super Bowl rematch that I don't think many people really want to see because the Super Bowl was so bad. Now I will say, when it comes to this game, they will be at home. Arrowhead will be rocking. They will be upset. I do think the Chiefs will win this game by a very, very small margin. I do see this score being somewhere between. I can see this one being. I can see this one being an instant classic. I can see this one being a 34-30 type of game. So. I do think the Chiefs will win this ball game just because it's the regular season. I think if the Eagles play them again in the Super Bowl, it's not going to be pretty. But I can see the Chiefs wanting to get back. I think they're gonna be on edge. There's gonna be a Super Bowl hangover. The Eagles got to the Eagles going to have a tough game in week 1 against the Cowboys. Emotions going to be high. Then you got to go play your defending Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a lot going on for the Eagles. And I do think the Chiefs will handle business in that game. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are the better team. I'm just saying that I think on this week, after everything that's going on, week 2 in the NFL season, I do see the Chiefs beating the Eagles in this matchup. So that's going to be a key game as well. Of course, Christmas Day, they came out with the Christmas Day slate, which I'm haunted because of course last year the Texans had the Christmas Day game and we only put up 2 points in front of Beyonce, Jesus, and Bun B because they all kind of on the same level. So I knew that we weren't going to get Christmas Day again, but they did put the Chiefs back on Christmas Day. So I guess if you win, you can keep your Christmas Day spot. Oh no, because the Ravens not on here. But the first game of the day is the Commanders versus the Cowboys. I'm really upset. I'm not that upset that they put the Cowboys in week 1. I understand. Uh, I understand that you put the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. That's their day. But I did not understand why the NFL put them on Christmas Day. The Cowboys are already playing on Thanksgiving. They don't need both holidays. I think the Chiefs are playing on both of them as well, but they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They can do that. But the Cowboys didn't deserve to be there on Christmas Day. I get it. I understand. We get what they're doing. We understand how that works. We know we get it. But it's just I think uh that Commanders versus somebody's spot could be good. But hey, we got the Cowboys, so let's talk about the game. The Commanders versus the Cowboys. I don't know. This when you're talking about games so late in the season, you just don't know how these games are going to turn out because you don't know what's going to be the stakes. I think Christmas Day is week 16 out of 18, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I still got the schedule pulled up. Week week 16, 17 is oh, so is it so Christmas Day must be week 17. So week 17, Christmas Day, you don't know what can be going on. You don't know if Commanders got key injuries, the Cowboys got key injuries. The NFL is so tricky, man. It's going to be at least 6 new playoff teams across the NFL every year. You don't know who that's going to be, who's going to become. The Cowboys on paper might not have the roster, but then something just clicks with them, and then the Cowboys end up at this point of the season 13-2. You just never know. That's the beautiful thing about the NFL. I don't think that's gonna be the case here, but it's just hard to talk about predictions because they're so late in the season. But this could be a big game for the Commanders. They're gonna be battling with the Eagles for the number 1 spot in the division. And then you're talking about division rivals where if you tie, it goes down to division records. So you want to have a better division. And I think if I'm not mistaken, and we're gonna talk about this in a little bit, the Commanders, I think their last 3 games are the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Eagles. So we're going to talk about the Commanders. I got something special for them. But the Commanders is going to have a really tough stretch uh, down the line. And it's the Cowboys is going to be they're going to be caught in between that. So yeah, I know they're not actually going 13-2. It's just an example. Like how you just never know how these things go. But the Commanders, I think that's gonna be a good game to start off Christmas Day. After that, you go on to the next Christmas Day game, which is the Lions and the Vikings. Like I stated earlier when I was talking about the Vikings, you just never know what kind of team they're going to be because of JJ McCarthy. So just this me just saying that the Vikings are going to be a solid football team. I don't think they're going to be what they win last year, 12, 13 games. They won like 14. I think they won 14 games. They won 13 or 14 games 12, 13, 14. They won something like that last year. I don't think it's going to be that. I think they're going to come down to between the 9 and 10, 9, 11 mark, excuse me. I think they'll be somewhere around there. But two good teams going up against each other, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Another division game. That's just going to be a lot of fun. I don't really know who will win that one. Right now, if I take an early guess, I'll say the Detroit Lions. I just think they're going to be a really good football team this year. And then to close out the night, who we seem to talk about a lot today is the Broncos and the Chiefs. Of course, the Broncos versus the Chiefs is going to be one of them games where I think it's going to come down to the wire. Like I said, it's just hard to, you don't know what the injury is going to be looking like. But granted, me speaking on if most people are healthy, this is going to be a great Sunday night football. I mean, Thursday, Christmas Day is on what day is Christmas on? What day is Christmas on? Oh, wait, wrong way. Christmas is on Thursday. So it's gonna be a great Thursday night game. So the Broncos and the Chiefs, that's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Um Now I want to go and talk about the Commanders. I noticed something when I was just looking through schedule. And I haven't had a chance to look at everybody's schedule yet. So when they released the schedule, I had an hour to prepare for the show. So I didn't really get to see a lot of games. So I might be missing some games. If there's some games that you all saw, put them in the comments. I would love. I know y'all probably seen a little bit more, even if it's your team. Let me know what games that y'all saw that 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 you think is going to be key games for the year. So I can definitely talk about them. I just couldn't see everybody's. I think I got to see at least half the league schedule. Um, that's about it. So I'm trying to pull up the Commander schedule really quick. All right, we're on the Washington Commanders. So here goes there. All right, let's get the schedule on the screen. Accept the cookies. Here we go. So I was looking at the Commander schedule, and um, I just wanted to see, what Jaden Day. I wanted to see what was his prime time games and things like that. See, he has a Sunday night week 2 against the Packers, which is going to be a lot of fun. I probably should have put that one in one of my key games, but uh, that game's gonna be Amazon Prime. So I wonder if that's us. But yeah, that game's gonna be on Prime, and that's gonna be a good game against the Packers. But I want to say it was after the bye week. So I was looking at their schedule, and I noticed after the bye week, their schedule has the opportunity to be very brutal. Um, and that's playing the Broncos playoff team, the Vikings playoff team, the Giants, who I do believe will be a little better this season. Then you got to play the Eagles, then the Cowboys, then the Eagles. So that little stretch that they have, playoff, none, Super Bowl, trash, Super Bowl. Like that that's a lot of competition that them boys are gonna have to endure towards the end of the season. They do have a little stretch, it looks like right here as well, where they'll play the Chargers, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Seahawks. Well, sure, that stretch might be even more difficult. I know the NFC East. The NFC East has that division has the toughest schedules because I did see that. I think the Giants have the toughest schedule in all of football. And I know the Commanders and stuff will be up there too because I mean, looking at it, I mean they playing the Packers, the Falcons, the Chargers, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins. Like that's a heck of a schedule that these boys got to play. So hey, CJ Stroud had to do it. His CJ Stroud had to do it his second year as well. So Jaden Daniels will be all right. I do think Jaden Daniels. He saw he saw he was able to, people were saying CJ Stroud had one of the best rookie years of all time. And then the following season, CJ had to watch someone be do to have watch somebody do better than even he did. And I think that was a very humbling experience for um CJ Stroud. I'm really excited to see how he plays this year. Like last season he was feeling himself, and which he had every right to. He had every right to feel himself because he had an amazing season. But this offseason he's been very quiet. I think I saw him at the Rockets playoff game or something like that. But for the most part, he's been very, very quiet. I know he's been in the lab. I'm excited to see what he looks like in year 3. This is when you got to take that jump, going from year 2 to year 3. And this is a schedule to do it. Last year was brutal. Last year was brutal, especially with the 3 games in 11 days that we had last year when we had to play the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. That's tough on anybody to play 3 football games in 11 days. So uh, I hope the NFL didn't do that again. But it's all it's I'm really excited to see what the Texans do. I'm really see. See Sam say our schedule is let's see. He said our schedule is ridiculous. So I want to go look at the Eagles. Oh, I click one thing. We're gonna go look at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule. Do do do. Oh, well, I'm about to click on the Texans. The Texans is always on my mind. Did I click on the Eagles? Oh, here we go. All right, full schedule. All right, let's flip it over. All right, here goes the Eagles schedule. I thought somebody else opened up. Wait, did I look at this? Okay. Oh, wait, that's preseason. Here we go. I thought somebody else opened up against the Bengals. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, the Eagles will. Oh, they opened up against the Cowboys, as we already know. Then they got to go to Kansas City. The Rams, that third game is gonna be tough. Yeah, that's a tough third game. That's the Rams is one of them tricky teams. You just know, they just gonna play good football. You just hate playing them teams because it can go either way. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's gonna be a good game, especially y'all going on the road. And the Buccaneers played y'all pretty good. They played y'all pretty good too. So I'm wait. Didn't the Buccaneers beat y'all last season? Was that the Buccaneers? Let me know. Was it the Buccaneers that beat y'all? I thought somebody beat y'all. Like they was like the last team to beat y'all. But before, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was put up y'all. They was the last team to beat y'all before before y'all went on the win streak to win the Super Bowl. But the Buccaneers, um, they play the Denver Broncos. Then we go to the New York Giants, and then the Minnesota Vikings, the Giants, the Packers, the Lions. I think that's a really easy stretch. Yeah, okay, it was Tampa. Okay, so yeah, that's why that's gonna be a tough game. Um, the Vikings, this Vikings, Giants, bye week, Packers. I think y'all gonna. That's gonna be a good 3-0 stretch for y'all right there. The Lions, the Cowboys, the Bears, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders, and oh my God, the Commanders, the Bills, and the Commanders to end the season is insane. That is, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually very insane. Here I am thinking the Commanders had to play y'all, but see the difference is the Commanders play y'all, those 2 weeks, but they got the Cowboys in the middle, whereas the Commanders have the Bills in the middle. That's tough. That's tough. That's you're gonna have that's a tough game sandwiched in between for y'all, see Sam. But yeah, that's a tough schedule. That's a tough schedule. I like it. I like it. The Eagles out there doing a little something. The Eagles out there having a little fun. Hey, when you the Super Bowl, man, hey, you the top dog, man. You're the top dog. Everybody coming for you now, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch the Eagles because they have a heck of a football team and they're fun to watch. They got they can beat you running the ball, and hit up the hole and have a great rushing attack, and then they can beat you through the air with Jalen and Devontae and AJ Brown. And then what's my little young bull, the little speedster? Is it Mitchell? Keon Mitchell, is that it? Yeah, my young bull, and like Ocho would say, he be out there balling as well. So, shout out to the Eagles. They're gonna be one of them teams I'm gonna be watching. But the NFL made sure I watched putting them on so many primetime games. So that's that for you. Another schedule. I want to look at another one. One more before we leave here. I'm trying to see which. I want to look at somebody I haven't looked at. I want to look at it for the first time here on the stream. Let me see. Okay, teams: the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Ravens, Bengals, blah blah blah. Colts, Jaguars, Broncos, da, da, da. Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers. Then let's go see Caleb's schedule. I want to go see. What up? What up, Vino? What up, Vino? I want to go see Caleb's schedule. Oh Lord, this computer. There's just so much stuff you got to close out and open up. All right, here we go. This is Caleb's schedule. Let's check out the Bears. So the Bears are playing the Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions, the Dallas Cowboys. That's a heck of a 3 week stretch out for Caleb Williams. But this is his second season. He should be playing a whole lot better. Coming, with coming out the gate with these three games. That's gonna be a lot of fun watching Caleb play the Vikings. Because let's see, are they in prime time? Also, Monday Night Football. Wait, oh, this is the first, yeah. So Monday Night Football week 1, it'll be the Bears and the Vikings. I should put that as a key matchup game, but this is going to be a big time game right here. The Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears division rivals. They come out with the division twice. That's going to be tough. Then the Cowboys, just depending on when you play them, is always a tough game. You got the Raiders. Then you got an early bye week. Then you coming out the bye week against the Commanders, the Saints. The Commanders should be probably going to be an L. The Saints are going to be a win. The Ravens is going to be an L. The Bengals are probably going to be an L. The Giants are going to be a win. The Vikings just depends on the team, but I'm gonna give them a win. Then Pittsburgh, then the Eagles, the Packers, the Browns. Their schedule not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. You got a lot. You got some good defenses in there, but the schedule is not too bad. But plus the team should be better. So of course, when I do my predictions uh at the end of the off season, I will I will be able to make my more valuable opinions. Like I said, I picked 7 out of 8 of the divisions last year. You're gonna want to listen to what I got to say. I'm telling you, I'm doing pretty good at this. I know it's gonna be about 4 to 5 teams that's gonna make it. I just hadn't sat down and looked at everybody's schedule to kind of figure out who that's going to be. I do want to look at one more schedule. You know, what up, Vino? Oh man, look, man, I just wanted to do a little NFL draft special, man. You've been killing it with the NBA watch party. I just wanted to do a little draft special tonight. Teams. Let's see. Here we go. Teams. Who we want to look at next? The Buccaneers, the 49ers, the Raiders, the Eagles, the Giants. Uh, I know a lot of people has been telling me that. Let's go look at San Francisco schedule. San Francisco last year had a very disappointing season. A lot of injuries that they were facing, but they was able to put it together to at least salvage a lot of the season. But I'm sure that they'll be looking back to get to the Super Bowl again, just so they can lose to the Chiefs again. So I know that they're going to come out a lot better this season. So, but before we can let's see if they're going to have a good season. So switching back over. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is the San Francisco. I don't know why all these teams stuff. This is the San Francisco 49ers schedule. The Seahawks, they on the road week 1 against the division rival Seahawks. They're going to beat the crap out the Saints. They're probably going to beat the Cardinals. They're probably going to beat the Jaguars. The Rams, they'll be on a hot streak, so I'm going to say they'll beat the Rams this week. They'll probably beat the Buccaneers. The Falcons, they play the Falcons at home. They're going to win that game as well. The Houston Texans, of course, that's an L. The Giants, they'll beat them. They'll split the Rams. Their schedule gets easier throughout the year. They Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Titans, Colts, Bears. Yeah, they should end the game. They should end the year if they can get on a hot streak in week 9. But let's just be realistic. I said they'll beat the Cardinals in a tough game, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they can end the season 7-0, which would be really good for the 49ers. Um, yeah, that's gonna be That's gonna be they got an actual chance to get on a hot streak going into the playoffs. Brock Purdy is going to get paid. So Brock, are you gonna? That's where you're gonna earn your money. Week 11 through week 18. That's where you're gonna earn your money, Brock Purdy. So I'm excited to see that they can really close out. They just need to stay in his first few weeks, which realistically looking back at it, they're going to beat the Seahawks in week 1. They're going to beat the Saints. That's already 2-0. The Cardinals, it could be a split, but if they could just their schedule not bad at all. Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to bounce back this season. I'm glad I looked at their schedule as I get ready to do my list, but that they're going to have a really good that's going to be a really good season. I see 11, 12 wins in that. So, we'll see. I hope their offense is still productive. I believe in Brock Purdy, so that's what I'm banking on for him to have a bounce back season from last year. So he won't have his same guy, so he's going to have to learn to adapt, and I think he can. The boy can play football, so I do believe the 49ers will. They'll be probably one of my teams that will take somebody out, but I don't know who that is, so don't ask me. But we'll get to that when I make that video at the end of the offseason. I think that looks like all the big time matchups. Of course, there's other big matchups. I just saw Adam Schefter tweeted that Caleb versus Jaden Monday night, week 6. I haven't seen. I'm looking at the prime times and stuff, but that's gonna be a showdown. Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. That's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. That's gonna be a heck of a game. But that's the NFL for you. Football is back. Here we are, man, in the middle of NBA playoffs, and everybody is tuned in to see the NFL schedule. It's everybody's favorite moment. You want to see who you're playing, when you're playing. I have my tickets for the season, but I do want to go to one road game this year. I couldn't do it last year because I couldn't justify to my wife that we were going to spend money to go to see the Texans play the Packers, and then we had a wedding coming up. So uh, if God says the same, I'm definitely going to try. If I had to pick any of our road games to go to, I think right now my first priority. Uh, I always like the October time. The October time is a good time to go anywhere. And in October we do have Baltimore. We do have a bye week. We have Seattle, which I've already been, so that won't be a game I would go to. So I wouldn't mind going to the Baltimore game. And I really wouldn't mind going to the Tennessee game November 16th. Because I've always wanted to get the cabins out there. In Gatlinburg. I don't know how far Gatlinburg is from Tennessee, but I always wanted to get the cabins, and then I can just, if it's not far, I'm driving in on game day. It will be in nature, it'll be at peace while all the time that we're there, except for game day. That's when I want to get routed. So Tennessee and Baltimore are the two games I'm probably going to look at going to. Or not both, but at least pick one. And I know Tennessee will be cheaper, but I'm gonna see what we're looking like. Because I definitely uh, want to get that together. So listen, the Texans, good schedule. I'm gonna do more videos breaking all of it down. The Texans is gonna be a fun season. It's gonna be a fun season for us. It's gonna be a fun season for the Eagles and all the other teams. This is week. Hey, this right now everybody's 0-0. Everybody's 0-0. So everybody right now believes that they have the team to get to the Super Bowl. Everybody except for the Browns, the Steelers, the Giants, the Titans, and the Panthers, and the Jaguars, and the Saints. They all know they're not winning. But everybody else feel like they have a chance to do something special this season. And I can't wait to see who it will be. Will the Eagles repeat? Will the Chiefs win another Super Bowl? Will Patrick Mahomes get to another Super Bowl? Will the Chargers be good? Will the Texans be good? Will CJ Stroud have an MVP type of season? Will Bo Nix take it to the next level? Will Lamar Jackson finally get over the hump? Will Josh Allen finally get over the hump? Will Russell Wilson have a bounce back season? Will the 49ers and Brock Purdy, will he be able to play football, or is all that money in his pocket going to be weighing him down? Listen, there's a lot of questions that's going into this season that I'm so excited to get answered. This is God's gift to us. The NFL is God's gift. God said, I want to do something for my people. He sent Jesus he sent Jesus. Jesus died. So then he gave us football. That's what they don't tell you. That's the pages of the Bible that got ripped out. God loves us, so that's why he gave us football. And I cannot wait for us to be here. The watch parties will be going live in the fall. Of course, that be with me, my brother Vino, or whoever else will be able to join. We'll be doing watch parties, uh, and for most of the away games. So just be here, be ready. To close us out, I want to make sure that you all don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this live stream, just let me know in the comments. I enjoyed doing it. This was a lot of fun. Uh, this was a lot of fun. There you go. This was a lot of fun. To talk football, to have a live stream, to have the conversations back and forth. I know it's playoff night as well in the NBA, so I know a lot of people. So a lot of people is watching, trying to watch both. So, yes, Flight. I'm gonna put this on. For God so loved the world, He gave us football. That is in Genesis. That's Genesis 3 and 4. Um, that is true. So for God so loved the world, he gave us football. But yes, we will be live. We will be back, guys, with our Don't Cancel Me show. I want to say we'll be back the first or second week of June. The date will come out. So we're just taking a little break. Everything is okay. We just been going hard for a long time. So we just wanted to take a little break. Don't forget to follow, like I said in the beginning, don't forget to follow Vino Flight on all social media, Vino Flight Gaming, Vino Flight. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to his videos and run his numbers up as he is breaking down NBA content on a daily basis, even during the playoffs. So making sure y'all go and like and subscribe to that. And like I said, if you like more stuff like this, let me know. I do know I'll be doing this NFL predictions video. I want to try to do other videos. And we do have the Don't Cancel Me sports show coming out in the fall for football season, which I'm so excited to debut as well, just to have more shows on our channel, man. We want to bring in viewers from everywhere. I don't care if they do martial arts or they shoot at each other with guns in the hood. We want everybody to come together for this channel. So we're just gonna be doing a whole lot of new stuff just to bring so many more people in. So with that being said, I hope everybody have an awesome night. Go watch the